Hello and welcome to week 5. For week 5, let's start with your overview. When we open up the overview, you'll see that you're moving towards the final copy of your rhetorical analysis. Not only did you receive peer feedback on that analysis last week as you were in rough draft mode and then finesse that rough draft a little bit by Sunday, I am giving you feedback this week. So by the time that you get to Sunday, you'll be able to combine those two forms of feedback of peers as well as mine to make your final revisions as you move into that final copy. And there are a couple things in our reading this week: revising your rough draft and revising in orders of concern. I urge you to look at both of those as you look at the peer feedback, the instructor's feedback, mine, and make your decisions about how you will address those comments and move from a draft to final copy through the revision and editing phase. All right, and then the other focus for our week is going to be to look at infographics, to analyze those infographics. There's readings throughout the week that talk about understanding how to do a genre analysis, understanding visual rhetoric, multimodal texts, even an introduction to infographics. But as always, you can see that our course objective and outcomes are woven into the reading and into the assignments that we'll do. And then as we scroll down, we've got reading and viewing assignments as usual, and our writing assignments. And as I said, that rhetorical analysis final copy will be due at the end of the week. Your writing journal will be due at the end of the week, and the discussion forum will follow the usual pattern where you post your initial response by Thursday and 2 replies by Saturday. All right, so let's go back to those reading assignments. All of the reading assignments and viewing assignments are, as always, linked here in this section, lessons and presentations, so you can move through those. But like I said, as you take into account my feedback and your peers' feedback, I encourage you to also look at these first two before you post your final draft at the end of the week. Additionally, I encourage you to read through genre analysis, multimodal text, visual rhetorics, and an introduction to infographics before you post in the forum with your initial response. And of course, you can work on your writing journal at any point in the week. But let's look at this discussion forum number 5. So you're going to select 2 infographics of your choice. You're going to tell us as an audience what their commonalities are. What do they have in common? So you're looking at what are some of the defining elements of that infographic, and what about those defining elements draw these 2 infographics together. You want to post both infographics with your analysis so your classmates see what you're referencing. As we read through the module, we learned how to identify a genre. We talked about collecting samples of that genre, examining the structure and organization, analyzing things like the language features and the rhetorical strategies, understanding the purpose and audience. So you're going to post those 2 infographics, and then you're going to think about how you want to move through an analysis of them. Do you want to focus on purpose and audience? Do you want to analyze the structure and layout, the visual elements, the use of text, color and design? What were some of the rhetorical strategies being used? And I want you to consider, too, the rubric for this assignment. Show rubric, sorry. So make sure that you move through that your response is at least 2 well-developed paragraphs with specific examples, including the images. That you reply to at least one very well-developed paragraph to each of your classmates. You want to think about the fact that you should be accurate in your statement. So as you use terminology like ethos, pathos, and logos, you're using that correctly. That your reply brings in the comments that advance the discussion in the class. So you don't want to just say great job to a classmate. You want to give them you want to reply in a way that adds value to what they've pointed out, that is in line with what we're studying about infographics. And like I said, extends that conversation in some way, that there's no distracting errors. So you want to think about all of these pieces as you move through your responses. And of course, as I said, you'll do your first response on Thursday. Sorry, can't seem to get rid of that. You'll do your first response on Thursday. That's where you analyze those two infographics. And I would say that you're going to be doing a combination of these. You won't be just focusing in on one. I would say 3 to 4 of these would be part of your discussion as you move between the two infographics. And then you'll reply to 2 classmates by Saturday. If you have any questions about the assignments this week, don't hesitate to ask.